question, then they'll have time to respond and rebut. We start with Mr. Blumenthal.
Thank you. Ms. McMahon, as you know, I'm a very strong proponent of a program called Buy America, which means federal tax dollars have to be used to buy American products. I have a program called Made in Connecticut. I believe that manufacturing jobs should be here. Why have you and WWE bought your products made in abroad in China, Pakistan, and other countries?
WWE, like many other companies, has sourced product outside of the United States because we do not have the kind of policies in place here that are conducive to manufacturing. I agree with you. I think we can do better here in our country. We can do better by creating the environment to attract business. We can lower our corporate tax rate. You know, we have the largest tax rate, the corporate tax rate in the world at 35%. The average is 18%. We could go to Ireland, it's 12.5%. Let's make it conducive here in America to make things in America so that the prices will be down, so that we can put people back to work. We have high labor costs, high energy costs. All of these things are what are contributing to driving prices up here in our country. And I believe that we need to do a better job so that we can have more jobs here in the United States. But I also believe that we need to have markets where we can export our products. Because we're manufacturing here, we're exporting from our country, that also drives our economy and keeps our prices down. So I am all for making product here in America. WWE has some products through our licensing company, our toy company Mattel, that they distribute all over the world. But they don't make their toys here in America. But that's not our job. We license them and we pay taxes on all of the money that comes back to WWE. None of it is kept offshore.
Yeah, I'd like to say something about this. They're not talking about the real issue. The real issue is corporate ownership of our government. Our tax code has gotten so much more regressive in the last 50 years that the middle class is paying a much higher rate of taxes than they did. The bottom 90% of income families in the United States have had their income stay flat since 1973. The top 1% in this country owns 42% of the wealth. And corporate executives used to earn about 27 times the median income in 1973. Now they own 350, they earn 350 times the median income. There's been an incredible transfer in wealth from the middle class to the wealthy in this country. Now I'm not proposing class warfare, but on average, Americans pay 32% of their income in taxes, if you add up all the taxes that we pay. Property taxes, etc. Let's keep that muted for a second.
Mr. Blumenthal, you've talked about you want to incentivize small business.
You know, the average American pays 32% if you add up all the taxes. The top 1% income earners in the United States only pay 31%. Warren Buffett, who makes billions of dollars, has a $1 million standing offer, any prize to anyone who can disprove his claim that he pays a much lower percentage of income in taxes than his secretary does. And this is why our economy is in trouble. The middle class is what drives the economy. Their spending power has been decimated. We need to make our tax structure more favorable for the middle class through a payroll tax holiday and through eventually a more progressive tax structure. Not overburdening the higher wage earners, but at least having them pay a modestly higher percentage of their income than the average American.
I know about how government can help preserve jobs, and I want programs that provide more capital for small businesses, better tax policies that will promote creation of jobs, stronger intervention by government to make sure that we use the Made in America policies and Buy America policies to keep jobs here rather than buying products that are manufactured overseas as WWE has done.
Ms. McMahon.
Government, government, government. Government does not create jobs. It's very simple how you create jobs. An entrepreneur takes a risk. He or she believes that he creates a goods or service that is sold for more than it costs to make it. And if an entrepreneur thinks he can do that, he creates a job.
Mr. Blumenthal.
And I don't differ. I'm not going to be an entrepreneur as a senator. I
would like to talk about one way that public-private partnership could create new jobs. One of the reasons why the economy is in such bad shape, there's still a lot of people out there with a lot of money, but they're not investing it in startup companies because they're afraid about the future of the economy. So we could develop a public-private incubator system, something similar to what we do in Connecticut called Connecticut Innovations. But this could be a regional federal program where you allow people to delay paying their federal income tax on their revenue if they put it into an incubator program that invests in startup companies and entrepreneurs. Then the risk is kind of taken out of it for them because if they lose their money, they don't end up paying that income tax. And you could even have a tax holiday on the first few years if they make a profit. Those are the kinds of ways that government can facilitate investment in the economy and entrepreneurism.